My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet, and this is Esmeralda, my girlfriend.
Hello.
She came on and did, I gotta get down a little lower. She came on and did a Q&A video with me like a month and a half ago, and it was a tremendous hit, so. So I asked her to come on again. My face got so red.
We're sunburned also from the Renaissance Fair.
We did go to the Ren Fair, and I was gonna include some like B-roll into there, so I'm gonna like splice it in right there. A lot of boobs at the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
A lot of giant boobs.
Wench boobs.
It was
Corset
really,
boobs.
It was really fun. Like you were definitely more stoked than I was to go, but once I got there, I had a really good time.
Yeah,
I wasn't like super anxious to leave the whole time or anything.
Yeah, it's immersive.
Ethan Wright wants to ask, what attracted you to Hutch in the beginning, and what makes you want to stay around today? Ooh. Some heavy hitters right off the rip here.
What attracted me was just that you seem very like straightforward. Like it didn't seem like on our first date, which I didn't know was a date. You were just like yourself. You didn't seem to have this facade about yourself. Because in my circles in the game industry, I feel like for the most part, everyone I meet on their first go is pretty like guarded, but you just let yourself be who you are, and you're funny, and I think that's what keeps me around is that you're so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, yeah, I think people are in the games industry, everyone's kind of acutely aware that you're friends with these people, but then you also like do business with them at the same time. So there is like a certain level of guardedness that exists, but I think like if you like take the time to get to know people, I think a lot of people let that guard down. But yeah, I didn't really feel. I was like maybe a little nervous, but not too nervous. Like on our first date.
And I didn't know it was a date, so I wasn't nervous until halfway through the dinner, and I'm like, oh my god, what did I do?
That's so naive though. Like what?
Because
we talked about this on the last one, but like. What guy that you've never hung out with before
a lot
asks you to? They're all asking you out on a date.
No,
like, no.
a lot of them were just dudes because the game industry is like 90% men. So anytime I hung out with a dude, it was just a thought to hang out as friends.
No, come on. Zeb Sperling, what a name, Zeb. Zeb Sperling wants to ask, what is the best thing Hutch has cooked for you?
It was a Blue Apron dish, the plantains with the steak. And then you kept making that a few times because I liked it so much.
Yeah, it's like a bed of plantains that are made with I think ginger and butter.
Just put the recipe right now up on the screen.
It was super easy. And then on top of that, you make kale, like cooked kale.
Yeah.
When you cook some garlic in there with it, and then on top of that, you do like sliced skirt steak. Yeah, that was a really good dish. So, DC Man wants to ask you, what drove you to get into the gaming scene, and what is your favorite game to play today?
So, when I was in college, I was studying psychology and criminology because I really like true crime, and especially in the neighborhood I grew up in, there was a lot of true crime. So I thought that was my career choice, but I was always gaming on the side, like every gamer girl says, like, I've been gaming since I was a child. And so I had a crew that I'd play games with all the time, and like, I started to care about what was happening in the news of the gaming industry. And then my crew, which had my then boyfriend, said, why don't you just try out, because the podcast I was listening to said, hey, we're looking for writers. And I'm like, oh, I'd be interested. And I was like, well, then why don't you? And so him continuously to push me to do that made me like take a chance. And then
was that Sarcastic Gamer?
Yes. And then that prompted me, like I quickly went up in the ranks, and they were like, do you want to go to PAX East? You have to pay your own way, but we can get you a badge. So they never paid for anything because it was a volunteer website. So I went to PAX East, the first one in Boston. I was just like, I think I really like doing this as a career. And that kind of spurred like wanting to like really pursue the editorial side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I just finished Horizon, but I was obsessed with that game for a while.
Your favorite game to play is Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yes,
so,
but I thought he said today, and I just finished it yesterday.
Yeah, you've started a bunch of games that you haven't finished, but this was one that you've like put in a bunch of hours. Actually, no, you mostly finished the game.
I try to finish every game I play. I have a short list of games that I haven't. I'm not sure, it's like 50 games. But of all the games I buy, I try to always finish the story at least.
You didn't finish, I think, Tomb Raider?
I did finish Tomb Raider.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I didn't finish Resident Evil 4 because that game's scary as fuck.
Favorite memory of you and Hutch together? Love the videos of you two together. I think didn't you say this last time? Oh, no.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii? Yeah, okay, well, I guess mine is Hawaii. You picked this question.
I think some of my favorite memories is just being at your parents' place. Because it just shows your face.
What? Really?
Because it just shows how much your family cares about you and like how much they include me in it, like really effortlessly. Like the first time I met your dad, he did terrify me. But
he had just gotten back surgery, and so he was in a lot of pain. And so yeah, when he met her, I don't even think he said a single word. I don't know if he hugged you.
No,
I think he just
went
like nodded at you and
hi.
then walked away. So yeah, your first impression of my dad was that he probably was not a very nice guy, but then
yeah, no, not that he was nice, just that because he was from the military, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, he definitely projects an image of I was
authority.
In the military.
Yeah. The same question to you. What is the favorite memory of us together other than Hawaii?
I think I don't know if I have a specific memory that sticks out, but sort of like what you said about spending time with my family early on. I used to love just coming over to your apartment in Hayward when it was just your apartment for the weekends. Mm-hmm. It gave me something to look forward to on the weekends. Like you and me got in this routine where I would drive down there on Friday, sometimes Thursday. Yeah. And then I would come back on Sunday. I was working a lot less at the time. Like I couldn't do that now, but I kind of gave myself permission to have weekends, while I was getting back into YouTubing. And it was.
And I lived an hour and a half away, so.
It's an hour to get back and then an hour and 15 minutes to get there. So yeah, I mean it was a little wild ways of a drive, but. He
says that it's not a big deal, but our first date, he dropped me off at my apartment, which from the city to my apartment was like 40 minutes. But that was our first date. He didn't really know me then. He still was willing at 11 p.m. to drive for 40 minutes to add to your commute all the way back for an hour.
I was probably hoping that you'd invite me inside. Mr. Reese, what country would you like to visit? You said Japan, right?
I'd love to go to Japan. I'd love to go to Europe. I'm okay now, I think, a little bit with other places like Thailand and stuff. I'm still scared of what might happen if I don't know the language and such, but...
Yeah. Thailand, I think, is pretty safe. I've had a couple friends that went to Thailand a few times.
It's cheap. It's so cheap.
Super cheap. I think I would, if I had to pick one spot, I would say... Oh, man, that's tough. Probably Japan. Probably Japan or China, one of the two. What's your favorite date that you've been on with each other?
Oh, when we went to Alexander's Steakhouse. Because caviar is amazing.
Damn, caviar is so good, you guys. Yeah.
It's my birthday that we went, I think, or Valentine's Day.
What? What are you so upset about?
He didn't get to go, so he's sad about that.
My favorite date that we took. Okay, so Alexander's Steakhouse is just like this really nice steakhouse, and we went either for Valentine's Day one year, or your birthday, one of the two. But it's like really good food. You spend a lot, but.
Yeah, if you want to ever go, if you have one in your area, just save a lot of money because they have them in here in LA.
Yeah, it's like stupid amount of money. Yeah. And then
that's your favorite?
Yeah, my favorite date was the third date that we had because that's when we made the sex. Does Hutch's job put a strain on your relationship?
Yes, it does. I think before it was because. He had to stream out of the living room, so I wouldn't have the living room to play games or whatever. Now I think it's more the hours sometimes, just because Sundays, this video will go up today.
Yeah, we're making this at noon on a Sunday.
Yeah, he's going to stream later today, as opposed to chilling, and even if it's not that we have anything planned, not gonna watch TV together or anything. So that sucks sometimes. But you try to balance it out. Like yesterday, he took a day off to go to the Ren Fair with me, so it's something that I just have to keep getting used to, but also hopefully you put an effort, because during the holidays it really sucks, because I barely ever see him, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think your job puts a strain on our... The only time, sometimes you just get stressed, and just happens, but, I wouldn't say it puts a strain on anything. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I mean, everybody's jobs put strain on their relationship. If you dedicate and sacrifice time, if you sacrifice time and dedicate time to your job, and you also have a relationship, I think it's just inevitable. And I think both people just kind of have to figure out how to allow for that other person to be in that place for a little bit. Sometimes I struggle with that. Like, I want you to be like in a good mood every time you walk in the door, and when you're not, I would get disappointed. But I think that's changed. Like, I'm not really like that too much anymore. You know? I don't know.
For both of you, if you could go back and change something you did when you were younger, what would it be and why?
I wouldn't have got married. Just without hesitation.
I'm not the one you married, according to the comments. Everyone's like, who is she?
I wouldn't have eloped in Vegas. You know, I would. You know, some people say no regrets in life, but I don't think that that's very accurate or realistic. And I think like the better answer is to like have regrets and then use those regrets to not make the same mistakes. So, you know, yeah. I was thinking about asking you to marry me in Vegas. 3 days into the relationship, but thank God I don't. No. We're being a little bit more careful this time around.
We are waiting at least 3 years before the giant Vegas thing. No, I don't.
Are we having that talk right now?
No, I don't ever want to get married in Vegas if that were to come up. For me, I think is that overall, I think I would wish I was less hard on myself when I was a kid. I'm hard on myself now, but I was even harder on myself.
Super hard on yourself.
When I was younger. Like, I'm too fat and I'm not smart enough. Even though I would accomplish all these things, that shows that I was smart or that I was a hard worker. And that stopped me from enjoying a lot about my life.
Yeah.
Whereas now I am able to relax a little bit more. So I'd tell my younger self, shut the fuck up. Just enjoy life. It's going to be better. It'll be fine.
I would probably tell myself like the opposite, like, slow down. Take some things seriously. What's her favorite music? Just curious how it compares to you, Hutch. There's a lot of overlap. Like, we both like EDM music. We both go to EDM music festivals like multiple times a year.
We're saying EDM music twice because it's electronic dance music.
EDM. Okay, yeah, I'll just say EDM. But then like, you like
I like anything that plays on the radio for the most part.
Yeah, you like Rihanna, like girls empowerment songs, stuff like that.
Because I need that in my life to remind me that I will make it.
And I'm not the biggest Rihanna fan. What are you doing? Why are you so jumpy? I don't know. What's your favorite music?
I only listen to Daft Punk favorite band. And I forever will wait to see when they finally have a tour that I can go. I got super fooled by whatever website they created that said they were going to come to Coachella. I stayed up till in the midnight and kept reloading the page, and then I found out it was a hoax, so I got super upset.
You don't like Radiohead though.
I can tolerate Radiohead.
Watching
people try to dance Radiohead at Coachella was awesome.
Well, nobody knows how to dance.
No, it's just like.
And then he like the lead singer Tom York got kind of like saucy with the crowd at one point. You remember that part where he got on the mic and was going yeah.
Oh yeah, he's so weird.
Yeah, he almost got like aggressive.
When I was younger, I really liked Linkin Park, so I made anime music videos to some of the songs.
You can find some of them on YouTube.
You cannot because they were copyright stricken, so they were.
They're gone now.
They're on my computer, so that means no one will ever see them.
Zach, you wanted to ask what was your initial thoughts about her when you met her for the first time? Well, like when I met you, it was like a real brief introduction at Machinima when we were both there, and I just thought you were cute, so I just wanted to walk up and say hi, and then maybe like plant the seed for.
Ew.
Yeah, literally have sex with you on my desk at Machinima Respawn next to Sark and Wood. No, like plant the seed of like maybe asking you for coffee like later down the road. But I would say like the first time I like met you was like I'll say like our first date, and you struck me as someone who was very composed, and yeah, I just really enjoyed getting to know you for like the first like little bit there, and then not so much. But I'm just kidding. No, for like the first couple weeks, it was more just like getting to know like you had a real kind of like I don't want to say innocence, but you had like a sweetness that I liked. You remember I told you in the beginning,
and
I was like...
still like, can like...
Yes, of course. But I told you like, I said that you're nice and I like that you're nice and I like that you're nice. And you really like that at first because
yeah.
people don't like being told that they're nice
Yeah.
by someone who's interested in them like that. But you know, coming from like some of the experiences that I had, you were, you know, nice was good. You know, I was really happy about that.
That was something I always had like trouble with when I was in LA. When I first was here, was I thought everyone thought I was super innocent and nice and prudish, and that would actually impede on me being invited to go out with certain people, I think, because they're like, oh, she's not gonna want to drink or anything, which I didn't back then either. But so when I heard that from me, I'm like, it's following me everywhere. I just moved to San Francisco, and he thinks that. But if anything,
No, nice is good.
Yeah, it prompted him to want to keep talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. Those are all the questions.
Okay, we're gonna go shop for a TV and get some lunch, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.
Bye. Say bye, Lucky.
She's so
What is
pathetic
that
right now.
mean?
What's wrong with you?
Talk to me, baby. Tell me I'm yours. What was once in my heart is now on the floor. And I just need you to connect. 'Cause I am losing my mind. I've been waiting all along, but now you're out of time. This bed is filled with bodies, no emotion inside. Like you mean it, even if you don't. I need to feel